So remember in the last segment, we just came up with the area formula. And if I want to do largest area, then I'm going to need to take the derivative. But before I do that, it would be so much easier if I multiplied it out. So now my first derivative is negative 4x plus 2. And remember, my options are to set it equal to 0 or undefined. But this isn't going to be undefined, but I can set it equal to 0. And when I do, I get x equals 1/2. So now I'm looking for the dimensions. So remember, that means this side is 1/2, and this side is 1/2. So that whole length is 2 times 1/2, or 1. And since x is 1/2, up here when I plug it in, I'll get negative 1/2 plus 1, which is 1/2. So the dimensions are 1 by 1/2. Yay! Okay, so on this next one, I want the point closest to 3, 9, and of course the shortest distance is a straight line. So I need to figure out what that point is. Well, it's some x value, and since it's on the parabola, then its y value has to be right there, 9 minus x squared. So I can use distance formula. Remember, it's just glorified Pythagorean theorem. So I would be doing the square root of, subtract the x's, so x minus 3. Remember, these are my x values. And then I'm going to subtract the y's. So I have 9 minus the other y value. And remember, I'm squaring these because this is leg squared plus leg squared. This is Pythagorean theorem. And so then I get the square root of, I'm going to FOIL this out, so it'll be x squared minus 6x plus 9. And over here, some magic is going to happen. Those 9's are going to cancel. And I'll have a positive, whoops, I forgot the plus sign. Ooh, let's fix that. So plus 9. Grr. So this is 6x plus 9. And then I'll have plus, and of course that'll get distributed, and then square the whole thing, and I'll have x to the 4th. So now, if I want to minimize the distance, so if it's closest, I'd want to minimize this. So I'm going to need to take the derivative. Now, if I'm going to minimize the distance, doesn't it make sense that this inside really needs to be minimized? Because whatever I'm square rooting needs to be the smallest number possible. So I'm just going to work with the inside. I could do the derivative on the whole thing, but it's more work for me, and why would I do that? So I'm going to look at the derivative of just the inside. I'll just minimize the inside. So I'll have 2x minus 6 plus 4x cubed. And I have two choices, set equal to 0 or undefined. It's not going to be undefined because there's no denominator or square root, so I really just need to set this thing equal to 0, and yuck, it's a cubic, so the only way I have for solving a cubic, synthetic division. I know you all just went, awesome sauce, Torres, so excited that you mentioned it, can't wait. So of course I'm going to use some strategies like Descartes' rule of signs. I know that there will be one positive, and if I make all the x's negative, this is going to be a negative, a negative, a negative, so there's no negatives, which means imaginary there'd have to be 2. And then I want to look at the factors of the constant, so factors of 6 over factors of the leading coefficient, so 1, 2, and 4. Okay, I'm going to catch you on the next video because this one's almost out.